Testing 1 2. Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Tie ball game. Tie ball game.
Heating up. Who? Snapping. It's Doug. E. What's going on? Chilling. How you feel? Oh, good.
What's going, man? I'm broadcast from the page today.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I gotta play around with that. Check it out. I haven't been messing around with it. See what goes on. Cause I got your David, come here. Look. Yeah. A lot worse. Look. Yo. Look. Yo. Look at his face. Yo, dang. Look. Cause you an Aisling, man. Good. Her hands smell like fish. How do you like it? You silly, man.
big schools, the 12 seeds winning. Talk a little bit about Fran and Phil, the whole 9 yards about how college basketball is so crooked, all this stuff. And they ran their program.
You said college basketball?
Yeah, you know how they ran their college. Everybody's getting indicted.
Yeah.
You had two cats. It's all about winning. It's all about money. How you trying to build your program? It ain't about scholastics because they two, Penn, St. Joe's ain't never had a scandal. Yeah.
Hey man, Phil. Somebody blessed him. You know what I'm saying? Phil should have been out of there
a long time ago.
What?
It's all about wins and losses. Don't tell me about
somebody loved him.
Yeah. Don't tell me it's all about graduation rates.
No way. No way.
I ain't saying it. I'm just assuming that because it's a $40 part. You know what I mean?
What you doing, Sunni?
There should be another glitter panda in there. It's a red king.
Oh, the bottom joint?
Yeah.
Oh, it's connected to a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, you can pull one of them, that glitter panda off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the medium. My man just go ahead. Man from Westchester hit me asked me the other day about is it a soul food place called La Mia's? Is it a soul food place called La Mia's? The drink he was looking at the truck that we just talking about. The truck is at the bar that you just made the U-turn at. He all the way from Westchester. He was like, yo, what is the drink called? I said, nah. I said, I was like, it's a truck in the parking lot of the bar or whatever. But he just cried. He's like, oh yeah. I was like, nah, you know about that? Like, you don't go home that way. He's like, nah, I've seen it on Facebook. He's like, nah, I've seen it on Facebook. That thing look good. The seafood. I said, like, no, we was looking at it the other day. I said, we ain't get to go there.
The sunshine is right there. Eat it.
Yeah.
Bad.
Down for water.
I need to see that Murray State, Florida State.
Yeah.
No. Ooh, blocked it.
Big Ten, man. I forget Maryland's in the Big Ten now.
Huh?
I forget Maryland's in the
Oh
Big
yeah,
Ten.
yeah. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1.
Hold on. Mic check. Mic check. Sports Talk Live for the culture. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
March Madness.
March Madness.
Crazy.
March always madness.
LSU just pulled a little something out. I think he traveled. But like the song goes, I'm walking to New Orleans, and he definitely walking back to New Orleans with a Sweet 16 appearance in the thing. Go ahead, LSU. Great game, back and forth, man ball.
Oh yeah,
it reminded me of old heads, above 30 in the playground, under the board.
With the young guys, right?
Yeah, bumping and grinding. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the work clothes on.
Yeah, bump and thump. He even put his take his work shirt off.
Nah.
He's in sneakers and jeans.
Sneakers
and Dickies
and jeans.
Maybe. He just pulled off. I ain't have time to change.
We ain't changing. And you smell like beer when you're out there.
Yeah. You got a quart on the side.
Yeah.
Take a sip
all day.
Between plays. Yeah, definitely. That's how they doing it out there, man. That was a man's game.
Oh, it was a nice one.
Oh,
nice
definitely.
Appreciated it.
NCAA jumping off. The madness has begun. NCAA, March Madness. Here we are. Some people believe this is the Duke Zion Invitational. Duke and the big fellas flexed the other day. You had North Carolina, Duke, Virginia. The one thing, Gonzaga and Kentucky took care of business. But the one thing, Virginia, you got to take a look at Virginia. Virginia was down 14 in the first half.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Scaring people.
Could that, with Virginia, what they've been through last year, the first number 1 seed to lose to a 16 seed, they were the first ever to do that. And now you figure you coming back and you're down 14 and the Weber State. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Oh, the pressure that was on those young men, and they righted the ship in the second half, came back and pulled away. Could this give Virginia just the weight is off them, or they feel like they're playing with house money now, or could they do something in the tournament?
I think they could do something. I don't know if they feel like they're playing with house money.
Yeah.
They still be a 16 seed.
Yeah.
But I think it could be, confidence for them. I'm sure some of them guys might have wanted to hang their heads down or, were a little frustrated at halftime. But, somehow they went in there, they got it together, and they took care of the business. They really took care of the business in the second half. And so, I think, maybe it loosened them up a little bit, to where, now they can just go out and play their game and they're not
worried
as tight,
about
and the world could actually see what Virginia basketball is.
Right. Well, you what you do is it tells you something about your team too when you down, and if you down 13, 15 and you win, you got some fight in you because you had to fight to get back, right?
I mean, last year they got smoked by the 16. It was like a 20-point game. It wasn't even close.
Hey, if you on that team, you don't want to feel that again.
Yeah, so they came back this year, won the ACC regular season.
Right.
Which is saying something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Duke and North Carolina.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can play.
So definitely you can play. It's about trying to move on and move forward and trying to shake last year. That was a very interesting game, moving forward. But also, looking at it, the Big Ten Conference represented itself very well. They went 7-1. Over the first series of games, the first 2 days. Maryland just bowed out right here, but the Big Ten Conference is really representing themselves well, making a big point that Michigan State should have been a number 1 seed. Definitely. Looking at how things have played out and how once you get in the tournament and how you play and how the teams you match up against, the Big Ten has been extremely strong. Heading in.
The Big Ten have. Listen, they're always well conditioned, especially physically.
Yeah.
And has to do with, football also. You gotta be, that's a conference you're not just gonna push around. You're not gonna do any of that. You gotta come with your X's and O's to beat them. If you think you're just gonna run over top of them and bully them, and you're not doing that in the Big Ten. They come in with strength and defense,
And exactly, in execution.
Right. Because
I was looking at Cincinnati. Cincinnati played the other day. Defensive team. But their offensive execution was just, do they practice offense?
Yeah, and I think Iowa realized, if they take their time and run their sets, that they would be able to get
open
certain shots that they wanted. And at the same time, they would be able to get stops because Cincinnati will go through, long droughts, can't get a bucket.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened yesterday in that game, which is another good game.
Yeah, that thing was down. The games have been good. I mean, this game just finished with LSU winning at the buzzer, driving to the hole, had a lead. Maryland fought back, and then LSU took it at the end. Very good game.
Right. We got a quick shout out soon. We got Chef Timothy Witcher, right?
Chef, what's up, Chef?
Chef just gave us an invite and said, "Come over and do a show at the restaurant."
Oh, definitely, we down
at the
for
restaurant.
that.
You hear? Hey, did you hear that, Chef?
I said restaurant. You had me at Resta. You ain't have to say Ron.
We there. We just need to talk about the particulars, and we there.
Oh, we there. Definitely. We definitely do that. Definitely. Anything dealing with food, we love it. You just said the magic word. But definitely, I was impressed with the Big Ten and how they've been kind of quiet. You know, a lot of other conferences, the ACC, getting a lot of noise. ACC with 3 number 1 seeds in this tournament,
which is expected.
And the Big Ten just came up, you know, and moved and done really well. The other thing you're looking at now. Here is the 12 seeds. 3 12 seeds won in this tournament, which is really outstanding, which you really normally don't see, you know, happening. You know, you had Murray State, Liberty, and Oregon. I had Oregon winning, though, but Murray State and Liberty winning. What do you think brings about now that we always see a 12 win, but you had 3 12s win now? Is it just the talent is that close? Or?
Well, is a 12 really a 12?
Yeah, that's what
I know. I know. About 15 years ago, a 12 was really a 12.
Yeah.
And a 16 was really a 16. But I don't care. I could be a coach. You put me at a 12 seed, and I got 7 seniors. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll take those 7 seniors against those freshmen coming in all day, you know, all day long. So is a 12 really a 12, you know?
Yeah.
Now that, you know, what happens is we got away from, you know, these one and dones and guys, you know, exploring, whether it's overseas or in the NBA, they're exploring the financial gains of, you know, playing sports. So if I got a guy I recruited as a freshman and he stays with me 4 years,
exactly,
I'm, you know, what doesn't he know,
right?
In terms of, you know, executing and
that's something I'm
playing tough D and the whole ball game. I mean, some of these guys, these one and done guys that come in, you know, the pros want them just because of potential. A lot of them,
measurables and potential.
Right. But in the college game, guess what? The college game is a different ball game, right? You know, it's like these guys. It's a slower game, it's an execution game, and it's a patient game.
Right.
And you might necessarily not have all that as that phenom or that 4 or 5 star athlete. You know, so give me 7 to 8 seniors or juniors and seniors mixed in. I'll take that.
I think Murray State. Just looking at these 3 teams they're a team that's traditionally been they've held themselves well in the tournament.
Yeah.
So you know when they have their record, I think they maybe only lost 4 games or something like that.
And they've been a traditional tournament.
Right. They're not a new school. We've heard of
a bracket buster.
Right.
Joe, well, wait a minute, if you know something,
putting them at a 12 seed, especially when they got probably arguably the best or the second best player in the tournament.
Let's talk about you.
It's kind of like it's like a slap in the face. So you actually did putting them at a 12 seed. You did whoever you put at the 5 seed did disservice.
Yeah,
it'd have been interesting to see to go back where Vegas had that game at, like you know, because you had Florida as a 10. You had a lot of big conference teams at 10 or high seeds that if you probably looked at the book, they would have been favored. As a high seed, but they're still favored in the game.
Murray State probably should have got what Nevada got, which was a 7.
Yeah,
you know, but you know that the 12 seed, you think those guys weren't sitting in the locker room like 12? Okay, that's where we want to be. You know what I mean?
That's what we've been all year.
Now you got a team, and like we said, Liberty probably a team that was underrated as a 12 seed. Oregon, you know,
and you can't really see like all these players, especially Jay Morant, who was on the same AAU team as Zion Williamson, and that kid put on a performance.
And that game wasn't even close.
Yeah, I mean, like he had one dunk that was like, "Look, I'm here." You know, I don't know what y'all heard, but. You know, I may be, like you said, Doug, the second best player in college. And I'm at Murray State.
Right.
It goes to show when these coaches and things, and Doug, you spoke on going to these AAU tournaments and having these things, that a player of this ability gets overlooked. It's just about you have to come from a certain school, a certain name. You have to be with the right handlers. There, and you get seen by certain coaches. And because this kid definitely, he may come out. He's a sophomore, but he may come out.
Oh, he got to come out.
So you telling me this guy got that much better?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From when he was playing with Zion Williamson and they're going to watch the game, you telling me all these coaches are only watching Zion Williamson? They're not looking at anybody else on the floor, and this guy just gets passed over to Murray. Not that Murray State's a bad program.
No.
Right. Not. You know what I mean? But, I guess it happens. It happens.
Yeah. Right. I mean, there's diamonds in the rough, and you find it, but this kid definitely is put on the map.
And's been holding his weight. We didn't just hear about him 2 weeks ago.
I mean, that Sacramento pick from the Sixers,
right.
We could use a ball handler scorer. I'm just saying. We'll get to that a little bit later. But I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
That I'm putting that out there. We do have that pick out there.
He's going to get drafted high, super
personally,
high.
I tend to think a lot of those exposure combines or tournaments or whatever is basically just a cash grab for whoever's running
the show. Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you throw on there that these coaches will be there and these guys will be there and the national ranking services will be there and people just can't help but show up, but that doesn't guarantee you anything.
No, not at all.
That doesn't guarantee you anything at all. Like you still got to play, be seen, and you may need to connect. Definitely to get
without a doubt
top programs. But is it better to go somewhere where you're going to play, or be like the 9th or 10th man on the bench?
Well, the thing now is you might not. I think it's a combination of if that prestigious coach walks into your living room, it's like you automatically like looking because you see him on TV all the time. He has the resume.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it might be a waiting game for you to play.
Yeah.
So, but I understand why you want to be there because guess what? You're gonna get treated. I mean, let's be real. On some campuses they're eating steaks and lobsters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So and then some is cheesesteaks and pizza.
Yeah.
Right.
So
the connections.
But at the cheesesteak and pizza team, that could be 27 a game.
Yeah.
As opposed to steak and lobsters, you chipping in.
Yeah.
If you even get
so right. So that's up to you. Now this is a case right here. Like if you do some backtracking with JA, like he was right in the mix with some of these guys.
Well, he had other schools.
Right.
But he said they came at him first, so he stayed.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. But if he goes to those other schools, they might be you know what, we rated him under him, and we know how that goes. Yeah, because we see how it goes now. And
a lot of times, if other kids are coming from a factory,
right,
right,
absolutely,
that produces
Oak Hill,
and you're just a kid now. Class of point, Jeff Lebo from Carlisle. He got to ride to North Carolina because Billy Owens was coming behind him. Let's be serious.
Right,
he great to go to North Carolina, probably a player or whatever, but. Jeff Lebo going to North Carolina with Billy Owens coming out behind him at Carlisle probably had a lot of effect.
If you want this kid, take this kid, and we'll make sure this kid goes. Yeah. So you follow. So you follow in the footsteps. Definitely. That's the games that are played at that high level. But I'm rooting for the underdogs. That's all about the tournament.
Absolutely, I'm always for the underdogs.
Definitely. And looking, we got some teams here. Oregon, I think Oregon can do something in Florida. FSU,
FSU, T-Bake, we watching you.
I think Michigan State got a little chip on them. And don't forget about the University of Houston. University of Houston only lost a couple games this year.
Phi Slamma Jamma.
One of the great teams, one of my classic teams, one of my favorite all-time NCAA teams is Phi Slamma Jamma. Where was Akeem on that shot? But I think these are teams that could do damage in a tournament. I think the big North Carolina and Duke are heavy-handed, and maybe Gonzaga. But see, Gonzaga's on the West Coast, and I got an East Coast bias, so I don't see Gonzaga play. I know Gonzaga beat Duke at full strength, but that was like in a Maui Invitational.
Right.
That was in the beginning of the year.
It don't have nothing to do with now.
They're a whole different team now. It's a lot more seasoning. Like they slow cooked and baked and whatever, and they ripe and ready to go. So it'll be interesting to see. I think FSU is kind of sleepy because FSU They play good ball. They play in the ACC, so they play some talented teams. So they're not going to go as a talent-wise in this tournament see more talent than they have faced in the ACC with the 3 number 1 seeds. So
all right, T-Bake. We watching you, Terrell Baker out of Florida State, alongside New Jersey product.
Yeah. And the other thing that's interesting about the tournament, and it's kind of interesting, is that Louisville was in the tournament. They got knocked out. North Carolina had his issues. But, and you know, what's going on with the colleges and the FBI investigation. That none of these schools have NCAAs dropped any sanctions or anything on them or anything.
At least not right now.
Yeah, at least right now.
We got a tournament we got going on.
It might be a little. This one might be one where it's a little too deep.
Yeah.
Where we may see them change rules versus sanctioning all of these big time schools, because let's be real, at the end of the day, it's about the money.
Yeah.
If you take these big time programs out of the mix, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. And these big time programs have networks now. Yeah. The whole 9 yards. So it's different. Like the conferences have networks, things along those lines.
Yeah. So if you take some of these, those sanctions sometimes have ramifications for years, even after the sanctions are up. So I'd be surprised if we see anything, outside of them, sending the people to jail who was responsible, and
they're talking about it. They got to figure it out. The cash cow is everything. You want to put that. You can't mess the cash cow up. However it got to be, that's how it has to be handled.
And it has to come off in a way that it doesn't look like a business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the decision, and it's interesting because I wanted to jump in this. On the local front, college basketball, Big 5 history, St. Joe's and Temple are moving on from their coaches, Phil Martelli and Fran Dunphy, who are old school life coaches. Big 5, deep roots in Philadelphia basketball. Martelli and St. Joe's hasn't won in a while. Temple hasn't really won in a while. Been consistent, and Villanova winning national championships don't help that, because you know how competitive the Big 5 is in the Philadelphia area. But when you talk about programs that have been running, two guys that have done it the right way for a long period of time, because you haven't heard all this stuff that's going around with other coaches and other programs around Martelli or Dunphy. So when the kids go there to graduate, they got a good knit. So it's bigger than just, having a program that does it the right way, graduating kids. You got to win. And now in this era of dollars and making money, you have to produce and get in the tournament and get in conferences. I think Temple kind of like with trying to get back in the Big East for football, and Temple playing SMUs and all these other schools that are way I think it kind of hurt them, not having the same local pool the way they play. And it's interesting that I don't know how the recruiting goes. St. Joe's got Jameer Nelson, went there, he had a great run. But there's guys that are coming out of the local area high schools that are going other places that it seems like, I don't know what it is, that St. Joe's and Temple could get. Maybe it's because they're doing it the right way. I don't know. But it seems like that there's some Philly talent that seems to be kept closer to home that may help them. Well,
that's all a part of it, and we've been being a Jersey guy. We've been talking about Rutgers for years. It's
Nebraska used to come to New Jersey all the time and get players.
You a Big Ten, ACC, and I know personally guys that decided I can't do Rutgers. Michigan was just in my house.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's what do you do? But
could there be and Schellenberger did this at the University of Miami.
Yeah.
We'll be having an in-depth look at the University of Miami in a couple of weeks.
Coming.
With one of their players, Mr. Jason Hicks, will be in the building and discuss that whole Michael Irvin, Jerome Brown, that whole era behind the scenes.
It's juicy.
It's juicy. What went down, the whole 9 yards, everything. Him trying to go to UCLA and be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Exactly. Before the Troy Aikman got hurt and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be very, very interesting. But if you look at, that's what Schellenberger did. He said, look, Michigan, all these people, Michigan coming down here and getting Anthony Carter.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm stopping it. Like, we're going to come, I'm going to come and, like, we're going to surround the border of Florida
At that time, there was only 3 schools at the time.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
all UCF,
Right.
USF. It was Miami, Florida State, and Florida.
That was it.
3 D1 schools in that
was it.
state with that talent. You said, no, we're lassoing, and nobody, we can win with the talent we got here.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe it seems like they need to go in that direction. Maybe I don't know. Like I think Philly and just the suburbs, Chester, Coatesville, Reading, still produce quality ball players.
Right. We got some shout outs.
Oh, shout them out.
We got Miss Kelly Bain
Oh,
out of
Miss
sunny
Kelly.
Tampa, Florida.
Sunny Tampa.
Where it's probably 85, and I'm jealous.
Yeah.
And Miss Shelley Blackstone, how are you? Mr. Gary Brackett, Super Bowl champion,
Okay.
Indianapolis Colts.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
up, brother? I see you.
linebacker. Yeah.
Linebacker number 58, 5'8", who's doing
5'8".
real well, restaurant businesses and everything.
Okay. I
All
think
right.
have him down. Invite him
Oh,
down.
yeah. Come on, Gary.
Come on down, Gary.
Get here.
Come on down. We definitely want to have a discussion with you. Definitely. That hit on Jerome Bettis.
Oh,
That was the play.
that one?
Scooped it up. Yeah, down by the goal line. Yeah. They ended up losing the game, but he made the play.
Yeah.
He still was one to win the Super Bowl that year, though. But if you look at the moves that the 2 universities are making, Aaron McKee is going to follow Fran and Temple,
Which is a great successor.
I agree.
and then this talk has been about Jameer Nelson,
Yeah.
National Player of the Year, become a head coach at St. Joe's, changing the direction of the program, youth, young,
Yeah.
trying to. I
And
see
you
pump
need it.
some life
You need
in
it.
there.
You know you need it.
Definitely with the connection, Aaron McKee, Philadelphia, Jameer Nelson, Chester, around there. What do you think about Aaron McKee's in? What do you think about Jameer Nelson becoming coach at St. Joe's?
I think it'll be good for their program. I mean, like you say, a big thing about college sports we all know is recruiting.
Yeah.
So, like you talked about Rutgers, and I remember when Shiano was at Rutgers. Somehow he was able to get the Ray Rices and
Right,
the McCourty
right.
twins and
Have them
Muhammad
stay.
Sanu and those guys that come to Rutgers and stay. And Rutgers was a power those couple
Right.
of years, And I mean the same thing with Urban at Boise State.
Yeah.
You had Calipari at UMass.
Yeah.
Somehow these guys are able to get these guys. Hey, whatever it is, whatever it is,
Whatever
they're
it
going,
is.
If you trying to compete, then,
Something happens like
Yeah.
Calipari, like you Memphis, and
right. So
yeah.
you can't put me. You can't put me Aaron McKee, and even if they bring Jameer Nelson in, you can't put me in a position to say, hey, we want these results.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm supposed to just go out with one arm tied
Yeah,
behind my back.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
go play.
Well, they got they. I mean, we in a era now. It's a stage. The stage is set. They need somebody who people know outside of coaching.
right. And I agree.
Yeah.
And I
And
agree.
let's be this. And this is a serious thing too. Sometimes it's not about the bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes mom and dad got the bag.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if I
yeah.
come into your living room
Yeah.
and I'm the father figure,
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of your son. He's going to get his degree. That might be enough.
So
Yeah.
I think like you say with these guys, you can point to, hey, I went to this small school. I didn't go to
Right,
North
right.
Carolina, and I was able to have a successful college plus pro career.
Yeah.
It
Right.
can be done. You don't have to go to these.
And I
school
still got
guys.
contacts in the bag.
Right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like I could see Aaron McKee, recruiting a kid out of Virginia and saying, hey, as he calls Allen Iverson, Chuck.
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Hey, won't you slide down here with me? I'm in Newport News today to
Yeah.
talk to this kid trying to get him to come to Temple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
can see, and he should.
Yeah.
Right,
Definitely.
He should call him.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
And same thing with Jameer Nelson. I'm sure he's been in the league for 14 years or something like that. He's got guys that he knows he can
Right,
use,
right.
to help. And on the flip side, there's people that he's come in contact with that won't have a problem sending their
Right.
kid to play for
Right,
him.
right.
You know what I mean? Here's two guys that seemingly did everything the right way
Right,
through their
right.
playing career. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you talk about, Aaron and you talk about Jameer. Like, these are two guys that, I don't care what ethnic group they coming in and they present themselves well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you look at, and these guys are guys that,
Consummate professionals.
yeah, they're professionals away from basketball. So,
Yeah.
hey, listen, if you come in my house with either one of those guys, that and I know that my kid is going 1,000 or 2,000 miles away from home, and talking to these guys and see what they represent, I know everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, and
we're not
definitely
gonna have to call mom and dad for pizza money because everything's gonna be okay.
And the thing about it, to be able to hit that sweet spot, what I think Villanova did was able to get not the kids that are going to be one and done, but they got the next level kids.
Yeah.
They'll be there 2 or 3 years. They're very good players. They're going to coach and play, and then when you win, you can go into that mom and dad living room and say, hey, you guys been focusing on basketball for a while. Your son can come here. Not one and done. Villanova's a tremendous school. Get a degree. The connections that we have, especially, so you can come here, and they've got a lot of those players and be able to build and compete and win some national championships. So I think that's the direction that definitely that those two programs going to.
I love it. I love it. Even if Jameer gets in, I love it too. You be pushing for it because the Big Five, Temple basketball, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
And I think it's because that they need this change right here. They
need
absolutely
blood, definitely.
They need
And
it.
at St. Joe's, you see Temple, they bringing in Aaron McKee, or they going to promote Aaron McKee to the head spot, and it's like, hey, what are we going to do?
Right.
We need to be able to compete with that.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Right.
Hey,
Right.
we just
Absolutely.
so happen to have
Absolutely.
an alumnus.
Yeah.
That's done playing seemingly. So hey, let's bring him in.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we love him.
And he represented the school well, like no doubt. So I mean, I think that'll be a good move for them, definitely.
Me too.
Bringing him, surround him in. But we're talking about college basketball. I want to jump into the NBA real quick. NBA. Talk about those 10-9, 876ers. Got off the snide.
Yeah.
Is that what they did?
Off against the Celtics. Tough game. They were down. The Celtics were hitting everything in the beginning. Rozier hit 5 for 5 for threes. Kyrie was doing work. They were down. Crowd was restless, but they fought their way back and were able to get the W, get the victory, get some psychological advantage that this team can just always beat us or whatever. And one of the key factors was the big man. The big man had one of those performances: 37, 22 boards, 20 or 21 from the free throw line, just going to the rack.
Did you hear what the big man said afterwards?
Oh, what did he say afterwards?
Big man said, listen, these guys talking about data, the defensive stoppers that can slow me down. I had to show them with 37 and 22 that I'm the most unstoppable force in this league right here.
I think that
and I love Embiid.
20 for 21 was the most impressive.
Oh, wow.
The guy can shoot free throws.
Punishing guys getting to the foul line. You know what I mean?
Listen, if he decides to keep this level of play up throughout years to come, they're going to be mentioning him right there.
If a team goes on a run with him on the court, you come down the court, you throw the ball to him.
Oh,
it's a bucket. We either going to the line or it's a bucket.
The one thing I love about that guy is that if you look at his athleticism. Did you see it was one play that stood out particular where the guy who drove to the basket had him off balance?
Yeah.
And he turned his hips and blocked the basketball with the opposite hand.
That was Kyrie.
With the opposite hand.
Remember that.
You don't see that. You don't see that. He blocked it with his left after going to the right. He had to turn back, and we all
and he's 7'2", 270.
7'2". So we know what Kyrie's trying to do once he gets close.
Yeah.
You got to be lucky to get that.
So,
and he got it, man.
I know I'm a smile the day when the Sixers come down the court. And either Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, one of them has the ball, and they say, "Hey, heck with that set, big fella, get down low, like Magic Johnson would do,
Kareem,
and toss him the ball and say, go to work."
That's old school.
You know what I'm saying? Forget the set, get to where you want to get,
and
then we gonna toss you the ball and go to work.
You run down there and get position, you get in the rock.
That's
all day, all day.
We gonna keep doing that, until all these cats gonna
the
foul
well ones
out,
dry.
or they gonna have to,
absolutely.
they gonna have to start double teaming you like they used to do in Houston with Hakeem Olajuwon, and then everybody shooting, shoot around jumpers with nobody in their face. That's what I'm waiting.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be key. You get the
guys.
He's
the type of player, though.
He's definitely
and he's smart. He's smart.
We just need for them to realize it, and I think they do. Hey, man, look, feed the big fella, man. And he's a mismatch every single night.
And playoff basketball becomes more of a half court game.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to get the breakaways, people not running back, so things are going to be more contested. It's going to be a half court game. You got to have that half court phenom, and everybody he spreads the floor. I like him spreading the floor, but that double teamable low post option, he get his passing together out of the low post.
And
stay ready. That's all.
Around,
stay ready. Stay ready.
And now you got finishers everywhere. You got Simmons cutting to the basket.
Simmons,
Redick shoot the jumper. Redick shoot the jumper. Butler can shoot the jumper, or they can put it on the foot. Like, yo, man,
It's a good place to be.
I'm excited right now.
It's a good place to be. I might look if they dump the ball in the Embiid, I might still can play.
Yeah.
Stay ready.
And I think Jimmy Butler, I mean, they were coming off a back-to-back, and Jimmy Butler said, get me to the fourth quarter, and I should close the show. And he closed the show.
He did do that.
Be more interesting. But at a key moment when I think I had posted a turning point, Ben drives to the hole and gets an and one.
Like and he made the foul shot.
And made the foul shot. And it seems like for whatever reason, against the Celtics, he disappears sometimes. Like, it seems like he was almost like tentative. Like, not before in Orlando. He was like, he always does that to Orlando team or a team of that caliber.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know whether he played defense him or whatever, going to the hole, he just has to be a scorer and hit his foul shots. I don't know if he's ever going to be the greatest shooter in the world, but if you can go to the hole and hit 7 out of 10, you're going to be a force.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy going to take the point in the fourth quarter in crunch time. Now, are you going to put leave a guard on Ben? Because Ben's starting posting up at 6'10".
Yeah.
You got the advantage over there.
Yeah.
Then you got to start passing out of he can start passing out of the post or things along those lines. That's definitely what it's going to be.
And like you say, hopefully, man, they just start to figure it out. It looks like they're starting to figure it out. And like you say, man, Jimmy Butler said, "Hey, get me there. I close the show." He closed the show, man. And Ben, out of all of our top 5 guys, he's the weakest free throw shooter, but he's starting to get better at it.
Yeah, I mean, he's really come on.
And I think with his improvement at the line goes hand in hand with his aggressiveness.
Yeah, exactly.
Late in games,
instead
of shooting a weak little flip shot.
Yeah, or
like that,
go hard to the hole,
hard to the basket.
Yeah, and look for the contact. Like the great players look for the contact. It's like, I'm a superstar. I'm going to get the call, so I'm going to the basket. You can't stop me.
I think with Boston, they when they started with Ben Simmons not shooting, that allowed Boston to play Horford at the forward, guard Ben, and then they could play the Baines kid, or another big, which then they could double down with 2 bigs on Embiid. So that's part of the problem too. But now, like you said, if he doesn't have that, little hiccup about going to the line, then that should nullify them trying to play him with Al Horford.
Yeah, I mean, and Horford for some reason just plays great against the Sixers. I mean, he hit a 3 the other game. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, to tie the game up, it was like really, really, really good. I mean, definitely.
He's another guy that I put in that consummate professional category.
Yeah, Horford is definitely that guy.
Yeah, he's.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the guys. Don't do that. So I want to take a moment of silence for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Is that what we doing? Is that where we at? The moment of silence?
They were officially eliminated from the playoffs the other night. I think this is suspicious. I don't think I'm a conspiracy theory guy, but man, I think they might win the lottery. You know what I mean? Patrick Ewing went to the New York Knicks, man. Like, I don't like to be in the.
So you think the league gonna get LeBron and Magic some reinforcements?
I'm like, the late, and this is gonna be interesting because this has been how many years has LeBron been in the playoffs? In a row?
14 straight, I think.
14 straight. How many years has he been in the finals? Like 8 straight. So this postseason is gonna have a total different feel for it. And thank you.
The thing is, this isn't a moment. This isn't a moment of silence for the Lakers because they haven't made the playoffs in a while. Wow. This is basically a moment of silence for LeBron and the 8 finals run, 8 years finals run, and a 14 years playoff run. Like,
it's interesting to see. I mean, everybody's gonna hit the wall, and then you start. I guess he's on his downside. I mean, can we say that he's officially?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's how many years? 16.
He should be, but I mean, I did see 27, 8-8 this year.
Oh,
that's a downside.
Listen, the let's not get it twisted. The carrying part is over for him, right?
Yeah. I agree.
The carrying part is over. When you still can do 25 and 8, you can play basketball. Mm-hmm. But all that get out of my way, get on my back. Yeah. Like we can't, let's be serious now. You're going to play around and get yourself hurt. That's what you're going to do.
I think next year will be interesting because I think he'll miss the playoffs, so he'll sit out. So he'll be on social media all through the playoffs. And he'll hear all of the slander. He'll see it and hear it and feel it. And I'll be interested to see how next year goes.
I think next year, and it all depends upon who they bring in. You got Kawhi, you got KD out there. You got Anthony Davis. There's some guys out there. LeBron doesn't need a lot, you know. He doesn't need a lot. You know, 'cause he's so smart of a basketball player that all you need to do is get where you need to be with him. And
it's interesting.
You're going to get your numbers.
Because some people say if you go play with LeBron, who get the credit, you know, like it diminishes you and uplifts him. So a lot of people stars may not want to run with LeBron. It's interesting, but he's a pass first guy. So if you're trying to score, I think you would have run with LeBron. He's going to get you in the mix, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, for the championship
And get you paid at the same time.
You know, I can see some validity to that though, because it's like where there's smoke, there's fire, and we've heard that now from more than one source. That like, you know, it's tough to play with LeBron James. Now maybe not.
But he's calling the shots.
Yeah, but like Sunni said, if you lose, if the team doesn't win, it's because you aren't good enough.
Yeah.
If they do win, then he carried you. Like, you know, nobody really wants to be in. It takes a tough-minded individual to be able to play.
Especially when you're young,
kind of scrutiny.
because you figure as far as him, the writing was on the wall. Like AD was coming, so you look over at your teammates; they about to be out of here, and they know that. Like you the man who set it up, for me to. So you know, how do you take that? Do you just at 20 something? Do you say to yourself, "Okay, all right, I'm not worrying about that. I'm just gonna play basketball"? No, that's thinking like a 40-year-old person.
an adult.
You in your 20s, you're gonna look at this guy like, yo, I can't believe him out here practicing all hard, going, and then he trying to get rid of me while shaking my hand and giving me hugs. That's the mentality.
And that's the
of a
business of the
20-year-old.
game.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why Kyrie jetted. Like he was like, "Look, I got to get out of here."
But he might come back. Kyrie might come back. Watch out.
I thought he was going to go to New York. Him and
If he goes to New York, he better not go by himself. That's what he better not do.
he take that max deal. He said I'm going to do. But another interesting thing I want to jump back, and I wanted to get that. We always have this debate about the year that Boston made that run, and with Kyrie on the court. With Kyrie on the court versus the Sixers, and Rozier got hot. Tatum really didn't have a chance. Like Tatum kind of faded in that game. Like he had a basket late.
Yeah,
He had about 9 or 10 points.
Right.
So it seems like we'll see how it rolls out in the playoffs or whatever. If Rozier goes or how many they're not going to keep this team together, but Kyrie's ball dominance and Tatum's mixing together. How does that go?
It seems to me just watching the Sixers games against Boston that Tatum, even though he plays well, it seems to me that last year he was a lot more assertive. Like he knew he was the guy. There was nobody on that bench that they were taking him out for.
Right.
And you could see it in his play, and it's like maybe this year, like you said, 19, 20-year-old guy, it could be a bit confusing trying to figure out your role. Okay, when can I? Last year, I know I could take this shot. I know I could take over at this certain time, but now I can't. I got to give it to this guy and go stand in the corner or cut and try to find my way. So, I just don't see it right now. But I think he's talented enough that they won't get rid of him. I know that much.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I won't say that.
And
Depends on what you got coming in.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
KD's out there. You change the KD's out there. You change some things.
True. But I mean, like I can see why he's struggling.
Yeah.
Why he's not playing.
He's
the
trying.
same level
How old?
playing
How
last
old
year.
is he? How long has he been?
About 20.
Man.
Yeah. So let's be real. Are you Did you master the game yet? Like you into figuring things out. So he's figuring it out. And
because because Kyrie gave that public apology to LeBron and he let everybody. That tells me also that Tatum and Brown and Rozier and these dudes ain't just happy with okay, I'm
taking
gonna go back to less minutes because Kyrie, All-Star, is back. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you can play. Like it's like then Kyrie comes back. He's ball dominant, and he can play. So.
And I think the point about it with Kyrie is like, I came here to be the man. Like I came here,
and he is the man.
To be the man, and you guys were very successful without me being the man. And then I'm back. Let me tell you, I'm the man. If we're going to do it, it's going to be me. So I don't want to try to hear this.
It could be a thing where maybe Tatum says, "Hey, man, I went out." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can be a 28 and 8 guy.
Yeah. If I get those shots, but I'm not getting those shots now.
Those opportunities. I can put it on the floor. I can shoot threes. I can get to the basket. I can shoot fouls. I play D.
Hey, 20 years old, he's proven that he can play. Somebody break the bank for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a proven guy, and
he did it in the playoffs.
He did it in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, if LeBron was there, they're going to the finals, but definitely. So who's going to be? And I think I always looked at LeBron as the Dark Knight. the NBA needed for ratings. Nobody really was talking about the NBA, but it brought people outside the game. At one point, I was like, I don't talk religion, politics, or LeBron James. I mean, you really had rooting interest on so polarizing. That's what you need. People to turn in to see him win. People turn in to see him lose. So who's going to take that mantra in this playoffs? Or, would that be Golden State because they're going for it again? Draymond Green, maybe. I mean, who's going to be the people that I just want to see this squad lose? And people.
That's Golden State. I got Golden State written all over it.
To be Golden State, even though they're not
Trying
really.
to tell you, if Chris Paul does not go down,
yeah, I mean they're a
we
great
might
team.
be singing another song.
Yeah, and they've had some fortuitous opponent injuries through their great run. I mean,
I mean, but if you think about it, there's really no player out there that's as that moves the needle as much as LeBron.
Yeah,
now.
and people are still talking about LeBron.
Hated, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's that guy that you going into the finals, even on Golden State? Who's the guy that you dislike? Nobody.
Right, really.
Well, our beloved Mr. Jason Hicks, who we brought up, just chimed in.
Yeah,
he says the Lakers were not going to be a playoff team, no matter what LeBron did. And 3 years, he's gone.
Yeah, but he's out there for Hollywood.
Yeah. They say he's
bigger than basketball.
When he's done, he'll be the first billionaire that's still actively playing. So secure the bag.
Yeah, so
I agree with that.
But we'll see you, Jason, in
Definitely.
what, 2 weeks, brother?
2 weeks.
We got some you stories. We don't need them all, but we want some juicy.
Now we may do a sports after dark.
Yeah,
for the full story,
yeah.
But we try to keep it PG-13. But definitely. Interesting to see. But I think it'll be Golden State. I mean, I think that'll be the people just when you win a lot, people just get tired, like the Patriots.
True.
Yeah. Especially basketball.
They'll be
82
games.
games.
They'll be the ones rooted against.
Then you're playing 100 games through the playoffs. It's like,
it's crazy. I want to jump in boxing real quick. Earl Spence, Mikey Garcia. Earl Spence dominated. Earl Spence threw a 12-round shutout. He's the best boxer pound for pound in the world right now. Mikey Garcia, props up to him. He took the fight. Like I said, he's the Mexican Balboa. I mean, he took it and he tried. And at one point, it was just about surviving.
The Mexican Balboa?
And he
Isn't
survived.
Balboa Italian, though?
Yeah, he's the Mexican Balboa.
The Mexican Italian.
Yeah, he took that beating like Rocky did, and just saved. He didn't get knocked out. He was trying to win the joint. He tried, but no, it was just superior talent, superior boxer. Earl Spence Jr. is a problem. You see why cats are avoiding him. Keith One-Time Thurman was no part of him. Earl Spence deserved to fight Pacquiao, make him money on a payday. Nobody else deserves to fight.
Let's
Pacquiao.
get it. How do you see that fight?
They keep bringing up these Pacquiao because they know that's going to boost the pay per view.
Right.
Even though it's more competitive fights out here, the fight really is Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence Jr. But it's too soon for that fight to happen.
So we need a year away from that?
So
we need this Pacquiao fight first and then that?
Probably that Pacquiao fight or that. But even talking about, other money man is Canelo. I mean, Canelo and him can do something in the match weight or him move up. Because you remember all the great welterweights moved up because Hagler was at middleweight and they slowly came up. Thomas Hearns. You wouldn't fault people. Well, back in the day, you wouldn't fault people. You didn't duck around and mess around. Everybody fought everybody. And you needed that to make money anyway. Like, you couldn't just get a $15 million contract.
You'll get a free fight.
And fight me, you and Doug.
Yeah, say, okay, look, you said you can beat me? Oh, you did? If I got gloves, or we can get it on right here. And then we can fight again. Yeah. That's just how they did things back then.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's definitely, I definitely see it. That's how it's going to pan out. I think the Crawford-Earl Spence fight, but see, they don't have the outside name. See, Pacquiao still has that outside of boxing notoriety. Right. When you say Earl Spence Jr., who's Earl Spence Jr.?
Right.
Who's Terrence Crawford? Like, I don't know, like Terrence. These older guys have built up all that notoriety from being on pay-per-view and people coming from fight parties. We have a lot at the ranch. There's some people that don't know a left hook from, from a fishing hook. But they're just here for the food.
When you hang at the bar for a while and then you want to speak, then that's how it goes.
But they hear that name. Oh, Pacquiao. Okay, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, definitely. Yo, he's fighting. Oh, cool. But you need that out of sport notoriety, and I think that's what boxing trying to go back to the fights on regular television, trying to build the brand, build people up. That's what they're trying to do. And so Pacquiao's still out there to make some millions on pay-per-view, even though I think always mantra, let the young guys eat. Earl Spencer's earned the right to fight Pacquiao for that paycheck. Get that paycheck.
Go ahead and
Get that pay-per-view. These cats don't want to see you. Thurman is trying to get the Pacquiao, but Thurman's not that good. Keep one time Thurman. Every time I see him, he always rocked in the 10th round. He come up against Earl Spencer, somebody like that. That's going to be a wrap. And there's some talk about Sean Porter. Sean Porter's a little pit bull that comes out there and fights too.
What you think about that?
Man, I think Porter, he can't beat Spence. I think Porter will give him a good fight, maybe.
Is that worth spending the money?
It could be. I mean, but I think Spence has done enough to get that, pay-per-view fight where, I don't see Pacquiao beating him. And I think he's taking care of business against Pacquiao. And that's the most money he's going to make. It's not going to be the toughest fight or the best opponent.
You don't think?
But it's the best purse. Fighting Pacquiao is the best purse, even though Pacquiao's not the best opponent.
You don't think that'd be a good fight between the two?
I don't see.
Or you see Spence dominating?
I see Spence dominating. I think Pacquiao is, he's past his prime.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be twofold for him because if he takes Pacquiao, he gets that person, then he dominates Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Now he's the guy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because,
Everybody.
truth be told, nobody has dominated Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's called calling with that hook. And
Is that what happened?
Yeah, Marquez called him with that hook.
Well, yeah. But I mean, but again, like Marquez,
they had 3 fights. Yeah, they fought 4 times.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, he can actually take the mantle.
Yeah.
And be the guy, just like Canelo is the guy, the money guy. He can then be, if he were to go dominate Pacquiao, maybe put him down, knock him out, stop him, or whatever, he would then be the guy.
But I think the whole thing about it is you have to, like Floyd did it because he was so, he did everything to make people just like him so they tune in to see him get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
And generated a lot of, revenue, that way. Marketing, you can't beat Mayweather, Al Heyman and those cats. But I don't see anybody push the envelope. People go back and forth. You should be in Mayweather's camp or whatever. I like who I like. But I see Earl Spence Jr. has the talent. Talent is tremendous. The name. I mean, he gave Mayweather fits in the gym or whatever. And Mayweather called him in the ring and he said, "I ain't leaving this ring." And Mayweather did leave the ring first. Spence said, "They're going to have to carry me out this freaking ring." But Earl Spence Jr., if you watch the fight, you can see just tremendous talent, speed, got hands. He can do it all. I like to see him and Crawford fight and then move up and go see Canelo. I mean, Canelo's the money man. I mean, I don't know who Canelo can fight right now. I mean, we're going to fight Triple G again? I don't know.
He got his money, though, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter to him.
Yeah,
Like
because
you
he
said.
had Dazan. Triple G just signed, what's it, Dazan? D-A-Z-N? Dazan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that the
Triple
same?
G, yeah, Triple G just signed to them
Where
too.
Canelo did? Is that the same?
Yeah, that's
okay.
the same. That's the same thing.
Like I said, man, I think this kid Spence, he needs to go ahead and fight Pacquiao, make a couple bucks, and then get his name, as the marquee name. Now people are leaving that fight party saying, "Oh, this is Earl Spence Jr. kid.
Yeah,
He's pretty good."
Good, yeah.
I'm gonna watch his next fight. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
definitely knocking out. I think that's the future. Earl Spence is pound for pound right now, and that's how it's going to be. I want to jump in real quick. Forget out here game started. Major League Baseball. 2 things on the front of Major League Baseball, and we'll talk about this a little bit next week. Trout, $430 million, 12 years.
Get ready, Dane.
Extension. 12-year extension, $430 million.
It's remarkable.
Remarkable. Also, and Ichiro's retiring, a great player, whatever. But the sport of baseball overall, and here's the thing, like we really haven't really doused on baseball. We talk about a little bit. Jonathan says, we talk about baseball, nobody's going to watch. But if you look at baseball, the issue with baseball with the dwindling interest, even their own players are playing Fortnite while the game's going on. So you mean like
Fortnite.
they playing Fortnite in the clubhouse while baseball's going on. So there's definitely an issue with this generation. We're microwave society.
Mm-hmm.
And we want it right now. We want it fast. We want it fast paced. And baseball is a sport of another time, another era. Definitely with the youth. And people were talking about it. Their grandkids aren't watching baseball. If you got a baseball family, your dad playing catch, you go out there, you play little league and things like that. You got baseball heads, and you're still there. But your sport on television, your sport and interest with the youth overall seems to be taking a back seat. What do you think they can do? They talk about speeding up the game. They talk about pitcher counts. They talk about what do you think they can do with baseball?
I don't think there's much you could do, man.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball is baseball, man.
Yeah.
It's
Doug was a catcher, by the way. Just let you know.
It's America's pastime.
It's a
Yeah.
cerebral kind of game, man.
Yeah.
You thinking about it. Like
Yeah.
every pitch, in my opinion, is a battle. You know what I mean? You step in, even before you step in, if you weren't the leadoff hitter, you basing your approach off of what happened at the last batter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if this
what he
guy
did to you last time, yeah.
Right, or what he did last time. Okay, this guy came up. The guy before me just got 4 straight balls. None of them were close, so I'm not swinging at my first my first pitch. Or this guy, fouled a few pitches back, saw a whole bunch of pitches. This guy might be tired right now. So it's. I don't think it's nothing you could do. I mean, if you never played baseball.
Yeah. And I played pickup baseball. I mean, we played against other neighborhoods in the neighborhood.
So,
that's the era I grew up in. Everybody had glove. You had at least one person that was left-handed. Make sure they had a glove. If somebody had that, they used the same glove. So I played baseball, followed it. But Doug, does your son watch baseball? Is he a baseball guy?
He does not. He played. He doesn't watch. I mean, but like you say, I can sit down and appreciate.
Yeah.
Right.
Like most people don't know about me. Like I love to play baseball more than football.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing about it, and they got us close to 50 or 40, but how do you get 8, 9, 12?
I don't think you can right now.
Yeah.
With all the other sports going on, you figure kids today would probably rather watch a hockey game
Yeah. Soccer.
than a baseball game.
Did the soccer, like people playing soccer now, like soccer,
So, I mean, you still got kids that play.
Yeah.
I mean, travel ball is
Soccer,
tremendously
lacrosse
popular
is still
right
out
now,
there.
Yeah.
Right? Softball for girls, baseball for kids. It's tremendously popular. But it's just a matter of watching it on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I played up until high school and maybe some adult leagues after high school,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking of each pitch and this, that, and the third. So imagine these guys playing at the highest level, facing the best pitchers in the world, with 3, 4, 5 pitches, or even 1 or 2 that are lethal, right? And you're trying to decipher the situation. You're going to take your time. You're going to step out the box. You're going to think about the pitch. People don't realize that most batters are like talking to themselves when they're 1 foot in the box. Like, okay, this just came. This is my situation. I need to hit it the right field. I need to.
They
got
to
to
shift on.
Right,
I gotta
put it in play. Like it's a whole lot of stuff that's going on in between that pitch, and most people don't think about it. And even as a catcher, you're thinking about the situation.
Yeah.
where
Can
the
this guy on
runners
first
are,
base run? Does he run on the first or second pitch? Like,
Well, as beautiful as a no-hitter is, right? I don't want to sit and watch it, but I appreciate the hell out of it.
oh yeah.
Just because listen, if nobody
Terry
can hit,
Mo's Holland.
if nobody can
for
hit your
that.
ball, you are damn good. You know what I'm saying?
And typically, those are the faster games, though. That's
Right,
the ironic
right,
part.
right.
Those
Yeah.
are the faster games when
But
nobody's getting a hit.
to see guys making plays at shortstop and throws being made from third to first, that's beautiful, But, and we had somebody chiming in, Mr. Marcus Boyd. How are you, man? He chimed in on our show. He says that speed up baseball. He said the only way is to have a pitch clock like we do a shot clock.
And try
Well,
to
then you get the arm in trouble. Then because they already suffering from Tommy John and shoulder.
Well, they say they don't. A
and
lot of people
elbow
don't pitch 9 innings anymore.
Well, you can have the pitch clock, and that'll speed it up. But I mean, again,
How
it's
long
still,
does it take for a guy to pitch?
And even
in
if,
between,
and
how
does
many seconds?
And does the pitch clock start when the batter's in the box?
Yeah.
Or is it a
Is
it a clock for
I
both
would
players?
think after it leaves your arm.
Because if the batter's not in the box, I got to get my signals from my third base coach.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So does the pitch clock start? Is that part of my 30 seconds as the pitcher, or do I get my 30 seconds once he's in the box to get my signals?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then if it's a guy on second base, you kind of go through a bunch of dummy signals. You know what I mean? So
I like to
tough
think
speed the
that
game.
baseball is so lucrative and is winning for a whole bunch of players out here.
Yeah.
That they going when you start giving guys $430 million, it's just like, oh, why you gonna mess with something for what?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, he's getting $430 million. I mean, that's incredible.
Hey, Jersey zone.
I mean,
Millville, New Jersey.
Trout's getting
Trout.
$430 million. So I mean, something's going on right with baseball being able to play. But generations down the line, These kids, the big debates with LeBron. They talking about the sports, baseball conversations. How many conversations you have with baseball with somebody under 15 or 14 or 16 years old. Knowing the players, I knew the players. I knew the pitchers, the pitchers, and I could sit down and watch a baseball game or listen to the baseball game on the radio. Or whatever.
We used to emulate their pitching wind up. We used to emulate their batting
stance.
We
had to. What's the name of the pitch when you go high and then you end up low? Sidewinder, all that.
Knuckleballers, the Negro brothers.
Your favorite player, you stood in the box, or your favorite players, and you did the Mike Schmidt shimmy. You did the who was the guy? I can't think of the guy now, but he used to have the bat well over his head. Played till he was about 50.
I know you're talking about Joe Morgan with the arm pump. The arm twitch. We used to do all that. But I wonder if the kids are doing it now. That's the thing. I'm missing those conversations.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I actually think
watching baseball with my grandma. Sit up there watching the Phillies and Dodgers play.
I think I ruined my baseball career trying to throw somebody out from my knees like Benito Santiago. I didn't know that everybody couldn't do that.
And you found out he was great, right?
Yeah, that
everybody just couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's not easy. And the thing about it is, and I went with this, and I said, baseball just has an individual pass fail when you come up the bat. You struck out, you fell, you didn't see it. And so people got into this soccer thing where everybody's running around. You don't know, you don't get a goal or whatever. Not to say anything for soccer, but it's not like baseball when you up the bat, man, this guy just struck out again, whatever. It's not as individualized failure as it is when you get everybody to run around and play, soccer or whatever.
That's my thing. Striking out is my thing, man. That's my pet peeve in baseball. I'm just wow, how can you not just ground out to second base at least?
Yeah.
When
Walford up on
Kentucky,
coming, by the way.
They said, listen, if right now it looks like Kentucky's in a little bit of trouble. It's early.
It's early. It's always early, But Walford is not.
Hey, the way Walford's playing, I guarantee they got some upperclassmen, and I'm gonna just leave that like that.
They look scrappy. They look
scrappy execution. We trying to win. We don't care about your name.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. But fellas, once again, you had a good show. Definitely hitting it up. Definitely doing the thing. We're gonna be back. Definitely want to be at a restaurant soon.
Oh yeah,
we gotta get
Mr. Timothy Chef. Timothy Witcher, we on our way over.
Yeah, we
need the date.
We're
gonna turn it out. Wings and things.
Definitely.
Mr. Jason Hicks will be April 6th. Oh yeah. Especially when you're dealing with a chef.
April 6th, let me think here. April 6th, I'm off that day. I need the beer for them.
We got some. Just to give you a little background, Mr. Jason Hicks, his high school team
of the century.
Team of the century, not the decade. Team of the century.
Jersey,
had
brothers,
some Pensalkin, Griggs, David Griggs, Greg Mark, Todd McNair. Oh yeah, Pensalkin's finest, man. Only to go to the University of Miami. We're gonna talk about some good things. We don't need everything.
You don't need everything. The culture. 2-5 culture T-shirt. See Keith Crawford. I posted the picture. Everybody was like 2-5. It was 2-5 culture. But I'm still LP for life. My LP family started asking questions. We all township, but 2-5 culture, LP for life. See Mr. Keith Crawford. I tagged him in the picture. He can get your 2-5 culture gear for him. He's gonna come down the show, talk some sports, definitely play ball. His son won a district title playing football for the park.
Good stuff.
You'll definitely have him down, supporting the entrepreneurship. This is what we do here on Sports Talk Live. For the culture, for everybody in, but everybody, peace. Get these games. They balling today.
They tight.
Second games, they're here.
Nice
Walford's
and tight.
up by 6. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Flyers up 3-2. The Yankees are playing somebody over there. We down at the ranch. Come through. We got wings and things. Got that mac and cheese with the Gouda, everything.
Bring a blanket. In case you fall asleep.
You know how we do. We'll be here all night, all day. That's what we do. Peace. We out.
Peace.